Hello there. I'm having some issues with my YouTube camera application, so I decided to use MS Windows Maker to do this YouTube. And it's about the recent assassination of Osama bin Laden by Obama, Barack Obama, Hossein Obama. And what comes to my mind is the what it took to get the truth on the Patrick Tillman death over in Afghanistan. What do they call it? Friendly fire. Originally, it wasn't friendly fire. He was engaging the enemy and saving his pinned down troops and everything, and he died this glorious death, only to have the parents really look into this and get all the reports and force the military into admitting that no, he was killed by friendly fire. And Pat Tillman, to me, was one of the greatest American heroes there ever was. Here's a guy who could have easily had millions and millions of dollars worth of contracts playing football, and decided to John Wayne it and be a real patriot, and he was. And he died regardless. A lot of guys get killed in operational accidents. I think about a quarter of the Air Force personnel get killed just training eventually in a 20-year career or whatever it is. Anyhow, point of the matter is that on one level, Obama is saying doesn't want to release the pictures because it'd be kind of, what should I say, in bad taste, and it might get the Al-Qaeda all upset. And yet, they're saying that he died a coward. Now, first of all, I don't know the size of this assault team. It was 4 helicopters, a lot of guys with a lot of heavy ammunition. And we heard from the Obama that there was a 40-minute firefight. You know, we see these movies, these firefights, and there's tracers flying all around. Well, apparently there was one guy with a gun, and he was the courier, and he was in the guest house, and he he fired. I mean, in a sense, he was seeing how he was outgunned. He knew he was going to die probably, and he let fly and got killed. And another lady was caught in the crossfire, and she got killed. And so now you have all this gunshot going, and they get Osama up there, and he's a coward because he let one of his wives or his wife or something throw herself at the invaders of their home. Now, you know, in the United States, you're kind of used to like search warrants and stuff. Well, you know, obviously these guys were serious, and apparently Obama, now they're saying Obama looked through a door and turned around, and a bullet shot at him, and he never actually got to a gun in there. Now you think with all this shooting and stuff, he would have grabbed the gun, if there was a gun there, and brought it with him to the door to see who the hell was out there. Obviously, there was a whole army out there. And this thing really, really stinks. I mean, I have no love for Osama. I mean, the guy's, you know, in his own right, at one time, he was the CIA's key man. I mean, he was whipping the Russians' ass for us. Ultimately, the Russians lost, I don't know, 30, 40, 50,000 troops over in Afghanistan. So at one time, Osama bin Laden was a big hero. And apparently we've used Al-Qaeda many times. We've moved them around, moved the troops around. And matter of fact, they're fighting to knock out Gaddafi right now, Al-Qaeda. At least 40% of them are Al-Qaeda. So if you believe anything this government tells you, you know, one of the theories is that Osama has been dead for a long time. He's on ice, or was on ice. And you know, if I was Al-Qaeda, I would definitely come up and Osama bin Laden is our big hero. You think I'd admit that he died? You think I'd admit that he died? I'd keep that legacy going. I would say, yeah, he's still alive. Come and get me. And you'd find someone that kind of looked like him and pay him something. I mean, obviously, if this guy was a real high priority guy, I think he would have had more firepower, you know, defending him. Now, obviously, they said they found a lot of computers and stuff, and they were planning. So this was, wherever this guy was kind of a central area as to where they're planning this thing, if we're going to believe anything the government says. But in fact, who knows? Who knows? If I was Al Qaeda, I'd definitely not let the Americans know they beat me. I would have somebody who looked out like Osama and make these tapes. Even we know now, even the CIA was making fake tapes about Osama, trying to make him look like a faggot or something. So you know, you can't. I mean, it's a good idea. Look, when someone does something for their country, they do what they do for their countries, like what Israel does to protect Israel. You can't blame them for, you know, going all out and trying to protect their country. Unfortunately, we don't go all out and try to protect our country. That's the basic problem here. Anyhow, this whole thing really stinks, and please you go back and do some searching on YouTube about Pat Tillman, who was killed in friendly fire, and how the government lied and lied and lied and lied. Everybody lied until someone finally pinned them down. And maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get to the truth. I mean, I have a feeling that Bush knew he was dead, so that's the reason why he wasn't too upset about it, and he didn't want to admit that he was dead. And he ultimately set up Obama to go in for this duplicate guy. And they come up with this guy that's not the right guy. One way or the other, this guy's killed. They said, holy Christ, what do we do now? So they dump him in the ocean. They dump him in the ocean. You know, it's very, very interesting. Hopefully, not everybody will be killed. I mean, you would think he'd be a trough of information of, you know, rather, that they didn't have to kill him. You'd think they'd actually want him. You know, of course, then we have Holter there. Holter there. He'd probably wanted to give him a civilian trial, right? But yeah, it's very, very, very strange. And we've done some nasty things to the Pakistani people in some of these predator raids. It seems like life isn't worth anything anyplace else as long as we're after it. But in the United States, life doesn't worth anything because they don't care about the killers here. You know, they read the Miranda rights. You know, they try to run people over with their cars, the police officers, and if the police officer takes a shot at a guy to protect himself, it's a big deal. We have people rioting in the streets. But we can go into another country, invade another country, and take somebody out without even supposedly telling the people, the country that we're going as a courtesy that we're coming in, and we're going to. And I understand they didn't want to tip their hand, but I have a feeling that this wasn't, that Osama's been dead for a long, long time. And Bush set up Obama. You know, now Obama's like Rambo, according to all the media. I mean, this guy, he almost single-handedly led these troops in. You know, for what? It was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 people defending Obama, and only like one had a gun or something. Very, very, very strange. How this thing has changed from this heroic John Wayne type Rambo, Sylvester Stallone attack into something that was more like breaking into somebody's house who there's a warrant on him, some dangerous guy that was a warrant on him. So time will tell what the hell the story is, but I think that if you take everything for face value here, you're crazy. And I know the Obama people, the Kool-Aid people, you know, they don't care what the hell is going on right now. The whole idea with the birth certificate is the new one the White House released. It's a multi-layered PDF file, and the only reason why you would use that, I mean, anybody with a scanner, when you scan something, you get a PDF file, and there's no layers in it, as far as I know. It's just a simple file. You can't go into it. The PDF basically allows you to put layers so you can fill out forms and stuff like that, if you have the right equipment to do that. And you can see anywhere you want to see on YouTube, you know, how they break this file, which is, I downloaded it myself because I know it's going to disappear. Download this file. And you can rip it apart in different sections and see how everything kind of was added. Anyhow, I've run long enough. At least my camera works. That's good. And hopefully, in killing what they thought was Osama, we haven't really destabilized Pakistan to the point where the Muslims are going to take over and get nuclear weapons and blow up Israel. So this is a really critical thing. You know, if they actually accomplish what they did, I suppose it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. But I have a feeling, once again, it's just like the birth certificate, and now we don't have a body. And if you don't think Obama is capable of lying, just remember when he was running for President of the United States, he told the world that the biggest difference between him and Hillary Clinton is that she was for mandatory health insurance and he wasn't. And now, if I don't buy health insurance, I'm going to be fined. I'm going to have to, probably pay. I'll be dealing with the IRS, okay? And they're not fun people to deal with. All because I'm guilty and not considered innocent until proven guilty. I would be guilty because I don't have health insurance because I'm going to leech off society, even though I have enough resources that if I carefully monitor, I'll decide what I want to pay for in terms of my treatments. Okay, enough of that. Adios, Osama. At least you don't have to shave anymore. Bye-bye.